Afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever ones are. Um, Leicester nil, Arsenal 2. Jeez. Look, it's positive that we got 3 points. Okay, that is where I'm going to start with. It's great that we got 3 points. Yay. But that game was shit. Why? Just why? Big up to Chris. Finally found what Marino useful for. Yes, he's Giroud in disguise. That's what he's for. And weirdly, my Bob brother's here. Hello, mate. I just saw your message saying you weren't available.
Hello, mate. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yeah, I can hear you, mate.
Yeah, no, it's just a quick one. Yeah, I just wanted just a quick hello to you in the chat as well. I'm just 5 minutes away from NGU, so they got a top of the table clash today.
Oh,
So I was watching the game on the way. I was watching the game on the way to the game. So yeah, it was just one of those where I just thought, Ethan was just fantastic today, and
he was.
he. I tell you what, he gives me David Rocastle vibes with a touch of Jack Wilshere, really.
Yes, he does.
He's already shown that he's now, even when Leicester Saka comes back, he has to be a regular from now on in, really.
He does, mate. There's no doubt about it. It's going to be interesting when Saka does come back, where we fit him in. But yeah, he has to be in that team now. But yeah, I hope you have a good game, and I hope your team does well today.
Yeah, hopefully we do need the points anyway. But listen, I'll let you get on, and we'll catch up.
Yes, Brent. Thank you.
Okay, mate. No problem. Take care. See you, mate. Bye. Bye.
Big up to my pod brother, as always, being a legend as always. One there in my man in the match by mile. Yeah, easy. Team ratings, because of context of injuries, everyone gets a 10 except Sterling, who gets a minus 1,000. Still more questions than answers for me. Main thing, you got 3 points. I'm still getting this feeling we are all waiting for the game where it's over for Arsenal. Some players look burnt out. It's amazing, isn't it? Arteta gets a 9 for resurrecting Fellaini from the grave. I don't know where does he even play anymore? I'm not sure if he does he? Where does he play? Oh, he plays for Shandong Tashine. So that is Chinese league, I believe. Is he still playing there? Well, that's his last team. So no, he doesn't even play for them anymore. So I don't think he's retired though. I don't think he's officially retired. But yeah, he's not playing for a club at the moment. But anyway, enough about Fellaini. Look, Marino stepped in where we needed him, and in all fairness to Marino, he done very well. This is why I've called him Giroud in disguise, because he reminded me today of Giroud. Great header, first goal, and got in the right space at the right time for the second goal. So absolutely fantastic by Marino. So I'm very happy for him. He's obviously going to get high marks due to the fact that, he got 2 goals. Ranieri, obviously someone that we're going to have to talk about because he put in an outstanding performance today. The rest of the players, yeah, a bit hit and miss, if I'm honest. We'll obviously get into that in a bit. These are the stats. Possession, 40% for Leicester, 60% for Arsenal. 6 shots for Leicester, 11 for Arsenal. 2 on target for Leicester, 5 for Arsenal. 3 corners for Leicester, 7 for Arsenal. Final third phase, passing accuracy, 75 for Arsenal, 53% for Leicester. XG for all you XG lovers, 0.22 XG for Leicester. All from open play for Leicester as well, and XG on target was only 0.19. For Arsenal, 1.49 XG, 1.45 from open play, 0.03 from set play, XG on target was 2.26, which, if you're getting more than your XG, then that's pretty decent. But before those two opportunities at the end, I didn't see a goal coming, if I'm honest. So Marino has won us the game today, and obviously I'm going to have to give credit for Nwaneri as well, because he had an outstanding game. Duels, we just about won on duels. However, we did lose on the ground duels, which is a little bit concerning against a Leicester City team that, I'll be honest, haven't got the greatest players in the world. However, Ndidi and Samar were very good again today, which is what I expected. It's why I mentioned him in the preview, because I do think that they're very good players. Aerial duels, we outwiped them, which I would have been disappointed if we lost to FaZe, if I'm honest, when it comes to aerial duels. Passes 316 for Leicester, 483 for Arsenal. Accuracy passing was 73% for Leicester, 85 for Arsenal. Obviously more for Arsenal. Opposition half passes, which is kind of what you expect with Arsenal nowadays. Accuracy and long balls, 50% for Arsenal, 24 for Leicester. Crosses were poor today. 24 touches in the opponent's box for Leicester. Only 30. Well, we still got more, but it was only 8 more than Leicester, which is a bit concerning. This was the starting lineup, and this is where obviously we're going to start doing the team ratings. When Marino came on, I said, now let's see if this plan works. May work versus Leicester, but not sure against tough teams. No, it won't. Still a game that quality. Yeah, it's just awful, mate. I'm surprised you did it as a neutral. Geez, this is a game that I would have, if I was doing it as a neutral, I would have switched off at half time. I'll be honest. Nwaneri getting the Man of the Match award at 17 years, whilst I couldn't look in the eye at that age. No, I agree, but he was by far the best player out on that field today. Marino is going to get highlights as well, due to the fact he put 2 chances away. So, right, let's do the ratings. So Raya for me gets a 7. He didn't have to do much, and what he did to do, he did it well. So gets a 7. Timber gets a 7. Saliba gets a 7. I do feel that Vardy sometimes did win the battle, sometimes, but Saliba did also win some as well. Gabriel gets an 8 because I did think, again, he's shone very highly. Lewis Skelly gets an 8 because I did think that he did a very good job today. Saved a goal-scoring opportunity from Reed as well. Midfield, Party. 7. Wasn't his greatest game, if I'm honest. But yeah, Rice gets a 7 because, again, he wasn't his greatest game. Odegaard gets a 7 because he did some stuff, but he is predictable now, and that is backfiring on us. Nwaneri gets a 9 because I thought he was absolutely fantastic. Sterling, jeez, he's going to get a 5. He was awful today. He did nothing positive. Trossard gets 6 because I just don't think he was even in the game, really. He was just off the ball. Nwaneri hit the post and bar twice, so another day that could be 4-0, to be fair. Yeah. He did really well. Both chances were extremely hard as well, and one just clipped the crossbar and one hit the bar. So I thought he was absolutely brilliant today. Better in second half, and Arsenal only slightly, 100%. I think fans be happy to see Sterling gone, just not good enough. Totally agree. Arteta deserves some credit. Not even Liverpool will remain competitive without Salah, Gakpo, Diaz, and Jota at the same time. What I will say is he doesn't deserve the credit due to the fact he is put us in this position. So I can't give him credit for something that he's put us in. And Ndidi, man of the match. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Ndidi was fantastic today. Absolutely fantastic. He had a good couple of chances as well. For being a DM as well. Really, really good from Ndidi. So, yeah, that's the ratings for the starting lineup. Marino, as I said, he's going to have to get some good ratings due to the fact without him, we wouldn't have won that game. So, I'm going to give Marino an 8. Obviously, he only came on for 21 minutes, but it's enough for me to give him an 8. Jorginho came on for Partey, 6. 6 for Georgie. Calafiori, 7. I thought he was just really, really good, as always, when he does come on. And Tini came on for Trossard. Yeah, literally nothing more to say about that. However, our set pieces were all right. They weren't fantastic. Obviously, didn't score from any. But Gabriel causes a nightmare from every single one. So, for that reason, I can only give Hover a 6, in my opinion. Now, Mikel, 7. I just don't feel, because I don't feel that I can credit someone who's put us in this position. Yes, he brought Marino on. Yes, he put him as the false number 9. But he put us in this position. So that's where I'm taking the mark off him again, because, you know, he's going to get all the plaudits, and I kind of get it, but I don't, because he's put us in this position. So for me, he gets a he gets a 7. We should beat Wolves. If it was at Wolves, I'd be more fearful, but at Anfield, we expect to be 7 points again before next 3 after. Yeah, exactly. Your next few games are quite tricky. You got Villa in the midweek, and you got is it Man City next weekend? I think it is. But yeah. Akpos is in the house. Akpos, how you doing, mate?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on the stream, Bobby.
No, that's all right, mate. That's why I always put it in there. Anyone that wants to join in. Let me just get through Temmie's ratings, and then I'll come to you and ask you some questions about the game. Okay. So Temmie's done real team ratings of Raya gets an 8, Timber gets an 8, Galiba gets an 8, MLS gets an 8, Partey gets an 8, Rice gets a 7, Odegaard gets a 6, Waneri gets 10, Trossard gets a 7, Sterling 0, Marino a 10, others 6, Arteta Narnu gets an 8. Yeah, I'm with you on some of those, definitely. Arteta clapping at 0-0 annoyed me. There's so much stuff that Arteta does annoys me. Villa and City away, then Newcastle at home. Oh, geez, they are 3 tricky games for Liverpool, aren't they? Alternative, Zini gets a 10 for not starting. I'll definitely agree with that as well, 10. But Akpos, what did you make of that game overall?
Well, overall, I would say it was vital 3 points for me, in my opinion. I think if we had not won that game, it could be crisis settings right now. A lot of us will be very, very upset because going into the game, we did not really know what to expect in terms of the front 3, but it was, it was going to be down to Trossard, Raheem Sterling, and also Ethan Waneri. So a lot of us pictured it was going to be the choice of that front 3, but we did not know in what position we would potentially see them. But for me, I was expecting a little bit to see Raheem Sterling on the left, Ethan on the right, where he has been doing bits, and Leandro Trossard through the middle. But I think we really suffered for creativity for most of the game. I think up until the point where Mikel Arteta switched it up a little bit, it was just Ethan Waneri trying to make things happen, and it was a very difficult watch for me, especially the first half, because Leicester City has been one of the teams that has considered a lot of goals. They have a lot of defensive issues, so I expected, even though it was a makeshift front 3, I expected us to do so much better than we did in the first half. I was really disappointed with Raheem Sterling, especially, and also Leandro Trossard for that first half performance, because when you look at the team and look at where we are at right now, when you see a young starlet being the one that's doing most of the, trying to make things happen, even in a difficult situation. I think I expected a lot more from these 2 senior players who I expect to do so much better in this difficult period for us, because we are going to be needing everybody to contribute. So it's going to be all hands on deck. So I expected so much better from Raheem Sterling and Leandro Trossard in that first half. And kudos to Ethan Waneri, because he has shown once again that, he could step up to the plate, step up to the occasion when the team needs a player to step up. So credit to him also for playing with so much fear. But in all, I would say it was vital 3 points. Good all-round team performance at the end of the day because we got the job done, which is the most important part of this whole story. Because if we had lost this game, it could have been a totally different conversation entirely. But I think defensively, we also tried to shut them down because I was a little bit worried for them. I'm worried for us defensively because we're throwing a lot of players forward to try to get the kill, try to get the win. So that means we would, be giving them a little bit of chances behind our back. So, but I think defensively we did very well, and kudos to Martin Skelly because Lewis Skelly, because someone was saying it earlier on in the group chat that tackle of his kept us in the game, and that was totally spot on in my opinion. Because if that ball had gone in, it could have been a totally different game. So credit to Lewis Skelly and the way the defenders actually kept us in the tie and make sure that we did not concede, because if we had conceded in that game, I did not see us getting back into the tie and winning it. So for me, I think we got the job done. There is still a lot of improvement that needs to be done moving forward, especially with this makeshift front three, because we need each and every one of them to step up. I was just saying before the start of the game that we needed Raheem Sterling to put out the performance today. A lot of people will say Chelsea are paying some part of his wages, but we also are taking some part of that responsibility. So I want to see Raheem Sterling, step up at least up until the end of the season, in my opinion, when he can return back to Chelsea. So I think credit to the team for doing their very best to get the 3 points, and also credit to Mikel Arteta, because I'm one who has always been very critical of the manager in recent times. Credit to Mikel Arteta for switching things up and coming up with a plan to win, because in a difficult moment like this is where you need the manager to show their knowledge, to show that okay, they are willing to come up with a plan, come up with a working plan to make things work. So credit to Mikel Arteta, because I think somehow he find a way to provide solution to this difficult situation that we are in right now. So credit to the manager, credit to the team entirely.
Yeah. See, I me and you will differ on this one. I give credit to him a little bit, but I also take it away because he's put us in this position, and that's how I look at it. You're right.
You're right. It's fair. It's fair of you to think of him that way, and you know where my stand is also with the manager right now.
Yeah. Exactly. Now, I'm glad I got some, because obviously Brenny popped in very quickly earlier because he's obviously at the game, so he's gone to watch the game now. So, but I want to know when Saka does come back. Now, obviously, I did the preview yesterday, and he comes back at the moment. It's now late April. So when Saka does come back, what are we going to do with Ethan?
For me, I think the manager needs to find a way to put Ethan and Saka on the pitch, because the way it's looking, I was just saying on the group chat that we have this potential star on our hands, and you know how critical I was for I was on Mikel Arteta when he did not play Ethan Nwaneri while Martin Odegaard was out injured. Because for me, all the games I saw Ethan Nwaneri play during that period during the League Cup, he was putting out back-to-back man of the match contender performance. So he did not put a foot wrong. So I was surprised why the manager did not give him a run in the number 10 position during that period. So for me, as soon as Bukayo Saka is fit enough, I don't want us to rush him, because I'm putting an eye also on the longevity of this player, because this is the player that is one of our own, and we potentially have, it could potentially become a one club player. Who knows if we are able to keep him at the club for as long as possible. So for me, I think we should keep an eye on Saka's long-term future, because we have been saying it a long time that this player needs help. This player needs some security in terms of his management and all. So as soon as Saka is fit enough to play, the manager must look for a way to put his best players on the field. And right now, we know that from today's performance, it was just Ethan Nwaneri that was trying to make things happen. And he came close twice by hitting the woodwork. So I want to see the manager come up with a working plan to make Ethan Nwaneri and Bukayo Saka play on the pitch on the same time, even with Martin Odegaard, in my opinion.
Yeah. I just don't know how it's going to work, because we all know what Arteta's like. He is very stubborn. He has his favourites, and he'll stick with his number one selection all the time. So that's what worries me with Arteta, is I just don't see how he's going to try, because obviously I know what's happening in the summer, and there's players coming in, and I struggle to see where Ethan fits. And that scares me because I think Ethan is the new Saka.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's going to replace Saka because I'm not saying that. I think they should both be on the pitch. I just don't know how it's going to work because if it was me, I'd be dropping Odegaard. But that's me because I feel that Martin isn't doing the job that we're asking him to do in the right way. And because of what we're bringing in the summer, again, I see no space for Martin, and I'd rather have Ethan in there because Ethan is extremely talented, very good at creating chances, not just for other players, but for himself, which Martin doesn't seem to do. He does try and create for other people, but there's a couple of chances. Obviously, you watched the game at POS. There was a couple of chances where I just think, why didn't you not take a shot, you prick? And he just wants to keep always passing. I'm like, mate, you are our attacking midfielder. If you're not shooting, who the fucking hell's going to? I'm just like, fucking hell. I'm losing it with him now. I'll be honest, I'm losing it. Because everyone's saying, "Oh, he's a genius." Sometimes he is a genius, but then sometimes he's also extremely safe. Extremely safe. Instead of going forward, he goes sideways, and it pisses me off.
You know what you're pointing out now, Bobby. It's one of our major frustrations with Martin Odegaard because I think a lot of times I think he tries to play it safe by giving the pass when he gets into shooting position. We want to see him taking the lead more in this position because you are one of the best guys out there. You are one of the players we are looking up to make things happen for the team. So when you get into those dangerous positions, take a shot. It might not be on target, but it's you trying to make things happen. So I hope Mikel Arteta will also, try to point this out to him. Let him be in those positions where he gets more goals because that's also been one of our criticism of the midfield this season. We need our midfielders to contribute their own fair share of goals, and Odegaard is one of those guys that we'll be looking up to bring in a good amount of the goals from midfield. So I think it needs to really step up to the plate because just like you are pointing out, Ethan Wane is also somebody gunning for his shirt in the long-term future. So it's going to be interesting to see how it pans out. But for me, I think the manager has to make it happen because I just want to make a little example with how it is at Barcelona right now. Because if you remember when Lamine Yamal burst up into the scene, he came into the scene as a right winger, and they had another senior right winger in what's his name? The one from Leeds United, the Brazilian Rafinha. So Rafinha was pushed to the left, and that has been their front three: Rafinha, Lewandowski, and Yamal. That's been the front three. So just maybe the manager needs to push Ethan Nwaneri a little bit to the left. Let's see Nwaneri and Saka on the right. Let's see if that could be it. In my opinion, just up until the end of the season, that's just something I wanted to put out there.
No, well, this is the thing now. Obviously, we all want another winger coming in. We all want a striker.
Yeah.
That obviously then makes you think, are we going to back out of this idea of getting the winger because of Ethan? Now, I don't think we should, personally. I think we should.
And I agree with you.
Personally, this is just my opinion. We should sell Martinelli. And I love Martinelli, by the way. He's one of the kids that I actually love at Arsenal, but it's just not working out. So I would sell him because plus we get a lot of money for him, which is always good. And that's the only way I think we can get a winger in by selling one of them. I don't think Trossard is the one to sell, to be honest. He's not worth much. Martinelli's worth quite a lot of money. So let's see. It also helps with PSR because, we bought him young, so
so it's going to be pretty much like full profit made on him.
Oh yeah, the profit would be beautiful, absolutely stunning, which is always good, especially for a club like us. I wanted to ask because obviously I was expecting this to do it by myself, but now I've got someone to actually ask. Now, a lot of talk is Arsenal are looking at free agents, and we are looking at free agents. I'm not sure we're going to get one, but from the free agents that you probably know of, Agpos, who would you go and get just to help us to the end of the season? Is there anyone out there that you think, oh, yeah, I'll give him a go.
Well, I think the free agents now. Just last night, I saw a post on X, and I was having a little bit of a look on this guys, and it is a very, 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 very low peak in my opinion, and this is one of the reasons why a lot of us have been very critical of this manager with respect to how we did our planning at the start of the season, which so far has shown that it was very, very, very poor work done, and a lot of us are expecting that there would be repercussions at the end of the season for what we did at the start of this season. But let's see how things go from now until the end of the season. But for me, I think it's a very, very, very low peak. And if I would go for someone, I think it's going to be Ben Yedder, in my opinion, because I look at Diego Costa is a little bit more on the older side.
Yeah.
I don't know how much of active football he has seen in the last season, but Ben Yedder is the one that looks, he has a good goals scoring ratio in the last season, and he looks more like hits to me, in my opinion. But the way Mikel Arteta is, I doubt now, and with the 2 goals from Mikel Merino today, I really doubt now if we are going to see a free agent coming, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. I obviously I did the preview yesterday, and a couple of people that did the teams went with our youth, which I have no problem with whatsoever, due to the fact if you look at all the clubs over the years where they have squad problems with injuries, suspensions, they then trust their youth. We don't do that, and we've got a very good young kid that's 17, Harriman Anu, very good kid. He's doing extremely well under 18s. Why not give him a go? We've got Nathan that's on the bench now. I know he's hardly had anything to do with us whatsoever whilst he's been with us, but he's doing very well under 21s. For that 1 minute he came on against Zagreb, he looked like a happy little puppy, which personally excites me. I like those type of players that come on and just, I want to get the ball. I want to get the ball. And who knows? Who knows? Yes, he's had some awful loans. That happens. And what a lot of people don't realise with the way that we set up is when our youth players go out on loan to these clubs, it's a whole different situation. They play in a different style of football. So this is why our youth don't look particularly great, because they're all trained in the Arteta way of playing football. So for me, just give Nathan a shot. Look,
I agree.
Marino did fantastic today. That's why I've called him Giroud in disguise, because for me, both those goals remind me of Olivier Giroud. First great header was brilliant, fantastic. And look, if this is his position, then great. It's a shame he can't do this when he's in the number 8. It's quite annoying. Let's go on and get into the comments. Mohammed says still sign a free agent forward. Get a free agent transfer for backup. I do agree that we should get one, but I just don't think Arteta will do it. If he doesn't trust the youth, he's definitely not going to trust someone that has nothing to do with his playing style or anything like that. And none of the players, I think, that are out. I think Mohammed, you mentioned Mariano Diaz earlier, the ex-Real Madrid striker. He's a free agent.
Oh, he's free.
Yeah, he's 31. Maxi Lopez as well. He's 28. He's on a free as well. So there's a few out there, but I just, what he's like with strikers. He's got a specific mentality when it comes to the style of play and the type of player he wants. And I think some of those are just people that, I know Mariano, I know him well enough that he would be quite hard for Arteta to deal with.
I don't think Arteta would sign a player like Mariano in my opinion. Also,
no, I don't either. Personally, I just know about Mariano enough that they'll go, no, Arteta won't want him for that for 6 months. He'll be banging his head against the wall. What's Chris saying? If we beat Wolves and Villa, then it's 10 points the gap. All be game more, all of a sudden you're thinking shit again. To be honest, mate, I don't think we've got a chance. Yes, it's down to 4 points, but I just don't think we've got a chance, because yes, we won today, but it was a shit game. It was a shit. We were shit. It was very fortunate that Marino scored 2 goals at the end. Because that could have finished 0-0. easily. We could have even lost it. Let's be honest. I'm off to watch Carlisle Colchester now. 1-0 Colchester, my prediction. Well, I hope this is the only time I'm saying this to Chris. I do hope Colchester lose just for you guys. Obviously, for people that don't know, I'm from Colchester, so they are my homeborn team. So I don't really like Colchester losing, but you can have Georgie Kelly, lads. No thanks, Chris. You can have him. Sterling in the final third, he runs, then puts handbrake on, then wastes possession. Yeah, for someone that we're paying £162,500 for a week, that was shit.
Horrible performance.
Awful. This is definitely an Arteta thing that has gone epically wrong. And look, I have no ill meaning towards him, as in Raheem. I hope you go back to Chelsea and something ticks for you, but it's not worked for us, mate, at all. I'm sorry, but it's just not. Big up to Colson. El Bureau has saved our bacon. I'm watching both at the same time. I'm not actually there, not been to Carlisle again for a long time whilst I have standards. No, fair enough. T-Rex arms can piss off. I'm guessing Everton have conceded then, I'm guessing. Are they playing? T-Rex arms. Oh, Smith Rose just scored for Fulham though. Are Everton playing now? They're not, are they? Everton playing? I didn't think they were playing today, were they? Let's have a look. Oh, they're not playing till 5:30. ESR scored. Yeah, no Sterling. Oh, sorry. T-Rex arms to me is Pickford because of the way he, just ridiculous. But look, overall, we got the 3 points. That's the important thing. We now move on to next weekend, which I believe is West Ham. Is that right? We've got West Ham next.
Yes, West Ham.
Oh, Jesus. For me and Brenny, that's painful because half my family support West Ham. So, but look, we have to do better than today. Now, Akpos, honestly, do you think we stand any chance? Because I know Tony's got very adamant that we can win the Champions League. I don't see it. Personally, do you think we stand any chance of either the Premier League or the Champions League?
Well, you know, I think you know where my stand is on this Champions League team because I don't think we have enough firepower. That's been my worry from the start of the season because for me, I watch a lot of European football. So it's not just the Premier League for me. I know these European teams. I know the quality that they have. And when we had a full team, we went away to Inter Milan and the San Siro, and we saw that we struggled in that game. So if we would face, let's say, Inter Milan now over 2 legs, are we going to be confident that we could beat them with the depleted attack we already have at our disposal now? Because I don't want to even talk about Real Madrid, for example, because defensively, I think we can hold our own against these top guys, these teams. But you can't defend at that level for 90 minutes without making a mistake against them, in my opinion. Let's say you make one mistake where one go down. Who are we turning to that player that could, we are playing Real Madrid, for example, at the Bernabeu away, and we are one goal down. We need one player to step up. Who are we turning to step up in that big occasion? So that's one of the reasons why a lot of us have been calling for support for Bukayo Saka. This team does not have enough big game players, in my opinion. Players who have the experience of playing in these difficult moments, in this difficult situation before. We saw what happened Real Madrid, Man City the other day. That's the mentality that I think we are lacking. And this has to do with big game players. This has to do with coaches who have been in this situation beforehand. We saw the inexperience play out last season against Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich were not having their best season, but they still find a way to beat us.
Yeah. That's
because they have players who have beat us before in that team, players who have been at that top level for a long, long time. So I think that's the difference that we are lacking now in the Champions League. Why I question our credibility if we have a chance against the top guns in these key moments of the competition.
No, I agree, mate. I agree. I know Man City have just taken the lead. Sorry, my phone's going off of non-stop scores at the moment. Watch Everton lose to Palace after their cup final victory. Yeah, 100%. Why do all of Arteta's 8s all end up at number 9? Champions League is down to our draw. Yeah, I do agree. However, I totally agree with Akpos. We don't have the firepower, and you need it in the Champions League, in my opinion. Arteta, no, that we will be signing a striker in the summer. That won't be that will be happening. Guarantee we will sign a striker in the summer. That's 100%. Winger, I'm 99% sure we will sign one. But I just, as I said to Akpos earlier, I just have a horrible feeling he'll back out of it for whatever reason. But look, we'll see. The sporting director is important, and I know that person will definitely make sure we stay on the right path. No proven winners in Arsenal squad either. Totally agree, Chris. Totally agree. None of them. Even the ones that we're trying to sign in the summer, I'll be honest, none of them are proven winners, but they are better quality for me, in my opinion. Your transfer windows will cost Arsenal. Yeah, the past 2 windows have definitely cost us. There's no other way of saying it, unfortunately. Williams is just twerking. Williams, I just don't see him going to Barcelona, and I know he wants to leave this summer. So, unless another team comes in from nowhere. But as far as I'm aware, we are definitely in with a very good shout for him. I look at Odegaard as your captain, not vote. Well, yes. I'm going to ask Akpos in that in a minute. It already has cost us 100%. Akpos, so I don't really normally talk to you about this, and there's normally Brenny or whoever else I'm with. Do you feel that Odegaard is the wrong person as captain?
Well, I think with Mikel Arteta, he wants a certain character. We've seen it plays out even as far down to transfers and all that. So for me, I think Odegaard is not the vocal type of leader. It's not a vocal type of captain. I think it's just one of the best guys out there in terms of quality that we have right now. In terms of the player that I think the team look up to when things are going bad, I think the player that's vocal, for me, I think the cap fits more Gabriel Magalhaes in my opinion, because I've seen him every time something is happening. When the opposition player tackles our player in a certain way, you are seeing that look in his face that he's going to do something about it. He wants something done about it. But a lot of times, especially this season, he can't approach the referees with the change in the rules that it's only the captains that can approach the referees in situations like that. So, but for me, I think the best man for the job, in my opinion, I think is in terms of that. If you want somebody who's vocal, somebody who's a no-nonsense player, somebody who could, who could get in the face of even his teammates when they have done something wrong, try to put them in their place, try to asking them to track back and support their teammates. I think the best man for the job, in my opinion, is Gabriel.
No, I agree. I've always said Rice personally.
Rice is another one also.
Yeah, but I definitely agree with Gabriel. I think Gabriel is, for me, still being the best player this season for us, without doubt. I know Saliba's done well, but I still rate Gabriel slightly higher, in my opinion, at the moment. Williams, Sesko, and Zubi, I'm happy. Cole, there'll be more than that, because we've got one hell of a shopping list this summer. Got a goalkeeper, because everyone just wants the goalkeeper coming in, don't they? But no, there'll be another defender, maybe 2, if we can get the 2 that we're trying to get. There's a young Brazilian left back we're looking at the moment. He looks quite talented, but he will step into the squad, so he won't be someone for the future. He's someone that is going to be coming in to literally come in straight away, so that would be interesting. Obviously, we're looking at Larson as well, the young midfielder from the Bundesliga. So there's a lot still we're looking at, and we've got plans that are happening now. In my opinion, I think we've spent over 150 million this summer already, just because the way it's done, and things are just pre-agreed, which is great. Man City are now 2-0 up, by the way. But this summer we have to deliver. It has to be perfect. There is no nearly there. It has to be perfect. has to be. And Mikel has got to shut up sometimes as well. Chris saying Gabriel Rice, more like 100%. Big Gabby and Rice as Carl as well. William Sanogo and King. Temi, why? What? For your nightmares? Or I don't know. William's gone back to Fulham as well. He's gone back there as a free agent.
Yeah.
Mark Hughes, our manager, is better than all our strikers. He was a very good striker, in full fairness, Mark Hughes, to be fair. But no, that's it. But thank you ever so much, Akpos, for surprising me as well, because I didn't know even.
Thanks, Bobby, for having me.
Where can they find you, my friend?
Well, they can find me here. They can find me here. I'm active here. I'm also active on Steve the Aussie Gunners channel also. And if you're from Nigeria, you're from West Africa, you can find me on Football in Pidgin across all different social media platforms where I'm putting out football content in Pidgin dialect. Thanks for having me, Bobby.
No, my pleasure, mate. Are you the one that's on Instagram?
Yeah.
You are. You're the one that interviews like loads of different fans from.
Yes. But there are also other Instagram account, but on Football and Pitching, I'm the one who interviews fans there.
See, I know who you are because obviously I've seen you and we've spoken on streams before. But I was like,
yeah,
are you the one that's Instagram? Because I'm not a big person on Instagram. But there's always occasionally you come up on it. Well, someone came up on the video and it was always interviewing different fans. I was like, is that Akpos? And I'm like,
it's me.
I'm not sure if it is now. But now I thought I'd ask you. But yes, do please tune into go on to find Akpos on Instagram because honestly, he's very, very good interviewer. But him and Steve on a stream is also very, very funny. They are entertaining. I love them all. But guys, appreciate it as always. I will be back tomorrow because obviously got the North London Derby in the morning for the Arsenal women. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow for that better be a better game. But guys, thank you ever so much. Speak to you later. Thank you, Akpos, and
thanks, Bobby.
See you all very soon. Bye bye.